Welcome to My English Podcast.
Learn, practice, and speak with confidence.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of My English Podcast. I'm your host, Mia. Have you ever felt like your English is just a list of short, simple sentences? You say one thing, then you stop. Then you say another thing, and you stop again. It feels robotic, right?
Oh, Mia, you read my mind. That's exactly how I used to feel. My sentences were like little islands. I like movies. I like pop music. I don't like horror films. Each one was separate. There was no flow. It didn't sound natural at all, and it was so frustrating.
Exactly. There was no bridge between the islands. But today, we have some amazing news for everyone who feels that way. We are going to build those bridges. And to help us, we have our wonderful language expert, Mrs. Tina. Welcome, Mrs. Tina.
Hello, Mia. Hello, Max. And hello to all our listeners. I love that islands and bridges analogy. It's perfect. Because today we are going to talk about the magic words that act as those bridges. We call them connectors, and they are one of the fastest ways to make your English sound more fluent and natural.
Magic connectors. I love that. So these are the words that help us connect our ideas together smoothly?
Precisely. They are small words, but they have a huge impact. They show the relationship between your ideas. Are you adding information? Are you showing a contrast? Are you giving a reason? Using them instantly makes you sound more advanced and confident. You don't need a huge vocabulary. You just need these tools.
This is exactly what I need. I'm ready. Where do we start? What are these magic words?
Let's start with a very common situation, adding a similar idea. Instead of starting a new sentence, we can connect it. Our first two magic connectors are also and as well as.
Okay, also and as well as. How do we use them?
Well, think of Max's example. He said, I like movies. I like pop music. It's correct, but it's choppy. Using also, he could say, I like movies. I also like pop music. The word also signals to the listener, here comes another similar idea.
I like movies. I also like pop music. Okay, that feels much smoother already. And what about as well as?
As well as is fantastic because it can help you make one longer, more elegant sentence. So you could say, I like movies as well as pop music. You've combined two simple sentences into one fluent idea.
I like movies as well as pop music. Wow, that sounds so much better. It's the same information, but it sounds completely different. It sounds more intelligent, you know?
It does, because you're showing the relationship between the ideas. So that's our first set, also and as well as for adding information. Now, what about when the ideas are different? For this, we have two other essential connectors, but and however.
Okay, but is a word I use all the time. I want to go out, but it's raining.
Exactly. It's probably the most common connector, and it's perfect for showing a direct contrast. Now, if you want to sound just a little more formal or put more emphasis on the contrast, you can use however. You could say, I really want to go out. However, it's raining.
I see. So however is like a stronger, maybe more serious version of but? Like, I studied very hard for the test. However, I did not get a good grade. It adds a little bit of drama.
That's a great way to put it, Mia. It adds a little drama or seriousness. Using however shows a very good command of English. So now we have four connectors. Also and as well as for adding and but and however for contrasting.
This is great. They're such simple words, but we just need to remember to use them. So what's next on our magic list?
Next, let's talk about cause and effect. This is so important in conversations. We need to explain why things happen or what the result is. For this, our magic connectors are because and so.
Okay, because gives the reason, right? I am tired because I went to bed late.
Perfect. You are connecting the feeling tired to the reason went to bed late. It answers the question why. Now, so does the opposite. It gives the result. You could flip your sentence around and say, I went to bed late, so I am tired.
Oh, that's a great way to think about it. Because introduces the reason. So, introduces the result. It was raining, so we stayed home. Or, we stayed home because it was raining. It's the same situation, but we are telling the story in a different order.
You've got it, Max. Mastering because and so is a huge step toward fluency. You are no longer just stating facts, you are explaining the world around you. You are telling a story.
I love that. We are storytellers. Okay, so far we have 6 connectors. Also, as well as but, however, because, and so. What is our 7th magic connector?
Our 7th one is a phrase that will make you sound very thoughtful and clear. It's for example.
For example. I know this one, but I feel like I forget to use it in conversation.
Many learners do. They explain a general idea, but they don't give a specific example to make it clear. Using for example is a very strong communication skill. You could say, I love Italian food. That's a good sentence. But what if you say, I love Italian food? For example, I could eat pizza and pasta every day.
It makes the conversation so much more alive. It gives a picture to the listener. My city is beautiful in the spring. For example, all the trees in the park are full of flowers. It makes your idea real.
Yes, exactly. It makes your idea real and easy to understand. It shows you are a good communicator. So that's number 7, for example. Now, for number 8, let's talk about a word that adds a little bit of surprise or corrects a misunderstanding. The word is actually.
Actually. I hear native speakers use this all the time. How does it work?
Actually is used to introduce a fact that might be surprising or to correct something. Imagine someone says to you, "You must be very busy today." You could say, "Well, actually today is quite calm." You are giving them the surprising, true information.
Oh, I see. Or if someone thinks I am from Spain because of my name, I could say, a lot of people think that, but actually, I'm from Italy. It's a very polite way to correct someone.
A very polite and very natural way, yes. It softens the correction. It's a small word that does a lot of work in a conversation. It makes you sound very comfortable and fluent.
Okay, I need to use actually more. It sounds so useful. We have 8 now. What's our 9th connector?
Number 9 is another phrase that makes you sound very natural and authentic. It is, to be honest.
To be honest, it means you are going to say something very true, maybe something a little difficult.
Exactly. You use it when you want to give your real, sincere opinion about something. Your friend might ask, "Did you like the movie?" If you didn't, it can be hard to say no. But you could say, "To be honest, it wasn't my favorite."
It prepares the listener. It says, okay, I am going to tell you my real feeling now. So it's polite in a way. To be honest, I'm a little nervous about the presentation tomorrow. It's a way to share your true feelings.
Yes. It creates a feeling of trust and openness in the conversation. It's a wonderful phrase for building connections with people.
This is brilliant. These connectors are not just about grammar, they are about communication and emotion. Okay, we have 9 down, 3 to go. What's number 10?
Number 10 is actually a group of 3 words that work together as a team. They are essential for telling stories or giving instructions. They are first, then, and finally.
Oh, the sequencing words. Yes. Without these, telling a story is very difficult.
It is. Imagine trying to explain how to make a cup of coffee without them. It would be a mess. But with these connectors, it's easy. First, you boil the water. Then you put coffee in a cup. Finally, you pour the water into the cup.
It's so clear and logical. It gives structure to what you are saying. You can use it for anything. First, I went to the supermarket. Then, I visited my friend. Finally, I came home. It organizes your story for the listener.
And that makes you a better storyteller and a clearer speaker. So that's our number 10 team. First, then, and finally. Now for number 11, a very powerful connector for showing contrast. It is even though.
Even though. How is that different from but or however?
That's a great question. Even though is used to show a surprising or unexpected result. It emphasizes the contrast. For example, even though it was raining, we went for a walk. The rain should make you stay inside, but you did the opposite. It shows a stronger struggle between two ideas.
I see. Even though I was very tired, I finished my work. It shows that I had a challenge, being tired, but I succeeded. It makes the sentence more dramatic than just saying, I was tired, but I finished my work.
Exactly. Even though adds that extra layer of meaning. It's a fantastic structure to use to show you're developing fluency. Okay, are you ready for our last and final magic connector?
Yes. Number 12. I'm ready.
Our 12th connector is a very friendly and useful phrase for conversations. It is by the way.
By the way, when do we use that one?
You use by the way when you want to change the subject or add a piece of information that is not directly related to the main topic. It's a smooth way to introduce a new idea.
Oh, okay. So we could be talking about work and I could say, and the meeting was very long. Oh, by the way, did you see the new movie that came out this weekend? It's a bridge to a completely new topic.
A perfect bridge. It's so natural. It happens in conversations all the time. Your brain remembers something and, by the way, allows you to say it without interrupting the flow in a rude way. It's like saying, oh, before I forget.
That is so useful. I always wondered how to change the subject politely. By the way is the key. Wow, what a fantastic list.
Let's do a super quick review of all 12 because this was so much great information. Also, for adding a similar idea, as well as for creating one longer sentence. But for a simple contrast. However, for a stronger, more formal contrast. Because to give the reason why. So, to show the result.
And then, 7. For example, to make your idea clear and real. 8. Actually, to give surprising or correct information. 9. To be honest, to share your sincere opinion. 10. First, then, finally, to tell a story or give instructions. 11. Even though, to show an unexpected or surprising result. 12. By the way, to change the subject smoothly.
An absolutely perfect summary. And I want to tell all the listeners, don't feel pressure to use all 12 of these tomorrow. Pick 2 or 3 that you like. Try to use them in your thinking, in your writing, or when you are speaking to yourself. When you feel comfortable, add 1 or 2 more. These are tools, and the more you use them, the more natural they will become.
That is such wonderful and kind advice. This isn't a test, it's about adding new tools to our toolbox, one by one. This has been incredibly helpful, Mrs. Tina. I feel like I can go out and make my English sound so much better right now.
You absolutely can. That is the power of these small but mighty words. It was my pleasure to share them with you today.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Tina. This was amazing. I'm going to practice using however and actually this week.
A great plan. And that is all the time we have for today. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us. We hope you feel excited to try out these magic connectors. They really can change the way you sound and feel when you speak English. Join us again next time for another episode of My English Podcast. Until then, happy learning.